The price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Black First brothers and sisters, welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. I am your host, Afro Elite. Before we get started, please make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a thumbs up and share this on your various social media platforms because that helps the reach and the growth of this channel. We've been really growing subscribers at a very fast, very incredible rate. So let's keep up the good momentum. I appreciate every single last one of you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here with us this evening. Okay, let's see who we have in the room. We have a brother Keep Gravity in the room. Be one to you, brother. Our auntie Sean from the Shy. You know, it says made this evening. Yeah, okay. Everybody's gonna feel some way. Rachel is in here, war with us. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce your name fully, so don't as Recluse. Okay. Our sister, Star, some chick named Star, C. Phillips, Kyra is in here. We have a lot of people in here already. Now, I'm not breaking any news because everybody's our brother Seven is in here. Everybody's already heard it. Everybody already knows about it. So I'm going to, what I really want to do, I want to read this article and I want to know how people feel about this situation. I want to know what people think about the article, and I want to know how does this make you feel emotionally to a degree? You know, because to be honest with you, I'm going to be 110% honest with you. When I heard this situation, this was sent to me on Twitter in the Twitter DM. I was having a conversation with someone and it was sent to me. And when I had it, I didn't really know how to process what I was thinking because I had it. I'm just going to give you just briefly before we really get into it. When I saw it, I felt like, damn, like this world, I feel like this is like a purity, like a virus has been cured from the world. I feel like this is like a stain of this world is gone forever and will never return. That I felt that joy in knowing that she's dead and knowing that she died. Okay. And I also felt like she was able to evade justice. She never got the justice. She never was punished the way she deserved to be. So I had a lot of mixed emotions. So I want to talk to people and I want to see what you guys feel, how you guys felt then, how you guys feel now. What are your opinions of it? So that's what I was thinking. Now, recently I just did a Twitter space and I had some brothers and sisters come on, share their opinions and whatnot. There was a lot of things said that I'm not gonna put that, so y'all know. I'm not gonna put that Twitter space on YouTube. It's safer to stay on Twitter. You know, I'm gonna have it in the computer, but I'm not gonna put it on YouTube. YouTube is not gonna like some of the things that was said. You know, even I tend to warn people about saying reckless things. Even I was saying some things that I would deem pretty reckless, and I'm not taking none of it back, but it's just you got to know what platform you can say certain things on. So that's that. Okay. Grape Shot says that's why I don't believe in the concept of karma because she got to live a long life. Emmett Till will be 14 forever. That's okay. That's your yeah. How do we know she's really dead? Well, that light's supposed to be on. Anyway, I'm gonna fix that later. Just notice that. It's been confirmed that she is. That's what I'm gonna say. That has been confirmed that she is. Now, I'm gonna say that karma. Interesting. That's interesting. Well, I'm gonna get people's opinion on that. I'm gonna get people's opinion on that later on because I definitely want to talk to at least some of y'all. But before we get to that, let me get to this article real quick. All right. Take myself off. Need to be showing that. All right. Pull it up. Okay. It says Carolyn Bryant Donham. Now, her name is Donham because she got remarried. Her name was Carolyn Bryant before, when she was married to Roy Bryant. And she kept the last name Bryant until she got remarried. And then she kept both the last name. So it's Carolyn Bryant Donham. That's the name her name before she died. Okay. Okay. Now, it says, let me make sure everything's playing right. It says Carolyn Bryant Donham, who accused Emmett Till before he was lynched, dies at 88. And this is from NPR. Jackson, Mississippi. The white woman who accused black teenager Emmett Till of whistling at her, causing his 1955 lynching in Mississippi, which galvanized a generation of activists to rise up in the civil rights movement, has died at 88. Now, the first thing that I'm going to say is, and this is going to happen throughout the article, okay? This is going to happen throughout the article. I don't like the fact that they keep referring to Emmett Till as a teenager. Emmett Till was only 14 years old. In this article, multiple times, this spoiler, multiple times refers to Emmett Till as a teenager. Now, when you hear the word teenager, even though 14 is technically a teenager, your mind kind of instantly goes and you think like 16, 17, or even 15, 16, 17. So by referring to him as a teenager, you're kind of having it's almost, it's not like it's not bad, but it's lightening the situation up. That's how I feel about it. And I'm saying this because when something like this happens to a white 15-year-old or 14-year-old, they don't refer to it as a teenager. They refer to him as a kid or a child. When they always, and this is something that the dominant society does all the time, when the dominant society does something to a black child, they always try to adultify that black child. They always try to make the black child go up in age. They try to make the black child seem older. And when you victimize a person, it's bad. Okay, it's bad. Actually, but when you victimize a child, it's just a lot worse. And everybody knows that. Everybody understands that. Okay, so I'm gonna just take this off for a second. When you victimize a child, is worse than victimizing an adult. Okay, because we understand there's a purity and an innocence to a child. And the younger the child is, the worse it is to victimize that child. Not saying if he was 17 or whatever, it wouldn't have been bad. But it's a lot worse when he's a 13, 14-year-old, So what the dominant society does is they always mature. Somebody said in the chat room, they always make the black child more mature than what the black child really is. A black kid in this world, especially in America, never really gets to be a kid. Okay? In their eyes, if you can walk and talk, you're an adult and you will be treated like an adult. So I don't like the fact that NPR keeps, and it's not just one time, NPR keeps referring to Emmett Till as a teenager. I'm just going to say off rip, I don't like that. All right, but let's continue. Let me see. Where was I? Okay. Carolyn Bryant Donham died in hospice care Tuesday night in Westlake, Louisiana, according to a death report filed Thursday in the Caucasus Parish coroner's office. All right. Now, scrolling through down. There's a thing at the top. I wish I could get rid of it, but I can't. So y'all just ignore this thing. Okay. Her death marks the last chance for anyone to be held accountable for a kidnapping and brutal murder that shocked the world. I disagree. I don't know if you guys have listened to my Twitter space, but I disagree. Her death does not mark the end. See, this is what the dominant society is going to do. This is what white people are going to do. Oh, damn. And listen, I remember making a video about this a while ago. And I remember saying the second she dies, white people are going to come out with, damn, man, it's all over now. It's too bad. There's nothing that we can do anymore. Everybody's dead. That's what they're going to do. Listen, how many black people, how many times, how many stories have we gone through where black people have died in prison, and then generations later they get exonerated? Or somebody had murdered somebody, and then generations later they were like, you know what, we find them guilty. That's mocking somebody to prove somebody's innocence after they died, after they spent their life suffering, or making somebody guilty after they died. This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna be like, oh, if damn, we missed her, we just missed her at age 88. Oh, I'm so sorry. But everybody's dead. She's dead. Her husband's dead. The brother's dead. Everybody's dead. Oh, well, you just got to move on. That's what they're going to do. Emmett Till's mom is dead. He's dead. There's nothing we can do now. I don't think that way. I don't think that way. Somebody can be punished, and somebody should be punished. Just a few people. We're going to get into that. We're definitely going to get into that. Now, it continues to say, Till's mother, Mammy Till Mobley, insisted on an open casket funeral in their hometown of Chicago so the world could see her 14-year-old son's mutilated body, which was pulled from the river in Mississippi. Jet magazine published photos. In August 1955, Till had traveled from Chicago to visit relatives in Mississippi. Donham, and when they say Donham, so you guys know for the rest of the article, Donham, that is Carolyn Bryant. For the people who are just coming in, Carolyn Bryant got remarried and her last name was Donham. Okay, so anytime this article refers to Donham, they're referring to Carolyn Bryant. Donham, then 21, and named Carolyn Bryant, accused him of making inappropriate advances on her at a grocery store where she was working in the small community of Money. The Reverend Wheeler Parker, a cousin of Till who was there, has said Till whistled at the woman, an act that flew in the face of Mississippi's racist social codes of the era. I'm going to say one thing. I'm not feeling Reverend Wheeler Parker. To be honest, Reverend Wheeler Parker, in my opinion, I've had this opinion for years. Reverend Wheeler Parker has never gone to the extent that he needed to try to avenge his cousin. He was the last person to see his cousin alive. And Reverend Wheeler Parker, he's been one of the ones saying he did whistle at her. He did. I mean, I was there. I saw it. He did do that. Reverend Wheeler Parker has only used the fact that he was the cousin of Emmett Till to grow his own profile. Right now, Reverend Wheeler, Emmett Till's cousins, his like younger cousins, not his cousin that, you know, knew him from when he was a kid. The younger generation is trying to find, trying to sue to try to get some form of justice. They're going way farther than his actual cousin who knew him. Okay, he has family members who never knew him who are going out of their way to try to get some type of justice for him. And Reverend Parker has never gone to that degree. Yet he's gotten his profile boosted, got several interviews and all of that stuff off of the fact that he was Emmett Till's cousin. I don't like that. And I'm going to give a warning to the people. Y'all got to check y'all family. Y'all got to know if something happened to y'all, y'all got to be able to tell which family members are going to ride for you and which family members are going to go to the bank on your behalf. Which family members are going to be all like, he was my favorite cousin, my best friend ever. Buy my book. I'm gonna sign a book about how he was my favorite cousin and how much I loved him. So meet me at Barnes and Noble. Get my book for $19.99. You need to know which family members are gonna be like, damn the money, damn the interviews, damn the clout. I'm not going on Great America in SMBC. I'm not going to Good Morning America or nothing. I feel, in my personal opinion, that Reverend Parker has finessed and used the clout and death of Emmett Till to boost his profile, because he has done nothing to move the needle forward. The needle has been moved faster and farther by his newer, younger relatives than he was, and he was there the day this alleged incident happened. Okay, that's my opinion on it, and I'm gonna continue. Evidence indicates a woman Evidence indicate a woman identified Till to Dunham's then husband Roy Bryant and his half brother J.W. Milam, who killed the teenager. Notice again, teenager who killed the teenager. An all-white jury acquitted the two white men in the killing, but the men later confessed in an interview with Look magazine. Okay, and which was shortly after. It was almost immediately after. They were like, haha. And to be honest, all of the white jury, they knew he did it. They knew they did it. All of the evidence was there. They knew they did it. They was all like, we ain't gonna punish. They got on cold. They were like, we're not gonna punish no white men for doing nothing to a Negro. All right, continuing. A Till relative says Dunham's death brings mixed emotions. All right. When Till disappeared in Mississippi, Ollie Gordon, one of Till's cousins, was 7 years old and living in the Chicago home with Till's mother and family. Gordon told the Associated Press on Thursday that in the days following when he went missing, the home was full of fear because people knew because people knew there was a strong likelihood he had been killed. Gordon said she had mixed emotions about Till's death, about Dunham's deaths. I'm sorry. All right. Quote, she was never tried in the court of man. I think they meant tried. She was never tried in the court of man. Gordon said, but I think she was judged by God. Here we go, y'all. But I think she was judged by God, and his wrath is more potent than any judgment or penalty she could ever have gotten in the courtroom. I don't think she had a pleasant or happy life. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Parker is the last living witness to Till's abduction. He and Till was staying at an uncle's home in Mississippi when Till was taken in the dark of night. Parker said Thursday that his heart goes out to Dunham. Parker said, let me just highlight it as this whole thing. Let's read it together, y'all. Parker is the last living witness to Till's abduction. He and Till were staying at his uncle's home in Mississippi when Till was taken in the dark of night. Parker said Thursday that his heart goes out to Dunham, and Dunham is Carolyn Bryant. So his heart goes out to Carolyn Bryant. This is Emmett Till's family, y'all. Okay, you got preachers sitting up there getting interviews and book deals and all that stuff. You got his cousin, so I'm like, hey, my heart goes out to her. This is Emmett Till's family. It seems like at the time, the only person who somewhat was ever on code was the mom. Continuing. Here we go, quote, as a person of faith for more than 60 years, I recognize that any loss of life is tragic and don't have any ill will or animosity towards her. These are his words. He does not have any ill will or animosity towards her. Let me tell you something. I just hosted a Twitter space, and I've listened to people who were not even alive when this happened, have no relation to Emmett Till whatsoever, and they have more ill will and animosity because of what happened to Emmett Till than his own cousin who was there the day he was kidnapped. He says, I'm going to just read it again. As a person of faith for more than 60 years, I recognize that any loss of life is tragic and don't have any ill will or animosity towards her. Parker said in a statement, continuing, even though no one will be held accountable, hey, let's not start that. Let's not start that no one will be held accountable, because there's a whole lot of people we can hold accountable, but let's not go there. He continues saying, even though no one will be held accountable for the death of my cousin, my best friend. Hold on, let me highlight that for y'all. Let me highlight that. My cousin, my best friend. Okay. I don't believe that. And if that's the case, you're the worst friend man has ever known. My cousin, my best friend. It is all up to us to be accountable. It's all up to us. What do you be? Who? This all of us don't need to be held accountable, sir. It's all up to us to be accountable to the challenges we still face in overcoming racial justice. Lord. Continuing, because we got a lot more to go. Okay. Last year, President Joe Biden was proud to sign the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act to make lynching a federal crime. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, or John Pierre, or whatever, however it's pronounced, said Thursday, quote, the president is committed to dealing with racial hatred, Jean-Pierre said. That's untrue. That's very, very, very untrue. Okay. I'm gonna get to. I had a couple of super chats. I'm gonna get to y'all. I'll see you, Auntie, and I'll see you, Andrew. I'm gonna get to y'all super chats. Let me just get to this paragraph. Donham held an Donham, which is Carolyn Bryant, had an unpublished memoir. In an unpublished memoir obtained by the Associated Press in 2022, Donham said she was unaware of what would happen to Till, which we all know that was a lie. People like to, she immediately, when she did an interview, she admitted that she lied. She admitted that she lied, and then said again, oh no, that wasn't a lie. So she lied. And then when people started getting on her, she was like, oh no, I mean, what I said happened. She lied about it. She admitted that she lied about it. We all know she admitted that she lied about it. Continuing, the contents of a 99-page manuscript titled, quote, I am more than a wolf whistle, were first reported by the Mississippi Center for Investigative Reporting. Historian and author Timothy Tyson of Durham, North Carolina, who said he obtained a copy of Donham while interviewing her in 2008, provided a copy to AP. Now, before we continue, let me get to the super chats. I want to give a shout out to RNT. Says, glad this demon has been sent to the waiting room of hell. This happened the year my ex-husband was born. This happened the year that oh wow. Okay, wow. May his spirit be waiting for her. Yeah, I hope she gets jumped before she get there. Emmett Till, his mama, and your ex-husband. And I appreciate the super chat, Auntie. I appreciate you. Our brother Andrew Murphy says, "Ding dong, the witch is dead." I like that. That might be my new ringtone, and I appreciate your super chat, brother. I really, really do. I appreciate that. Continuing though. Okay, you gotta scroll down. Scroll down. Tyson had placed the manuscript in an archive at the university. Hold on, before we go, do y'all notice? Can I take this off? Hold on. Do y'all notice how fast they talked about the Emmett Till lynching act? They talked about the Joe Biden Emmett Till lynching act a million miles an hour. It was one little thing. Oh, last year Joe Biden signed the Emmett Till anti-lynching act, which didn't do a damn thing. They didn't say it didn't do a damn thing, but it didn't do a damn thing. They said that they made one little statement, then back to the story. They immediately skipped over that the anti-lynching act, named after Emmett Till, didn't do anything to bring forth justice to Emmett Till. They skipped over that. Just notice how short that was. Where they like, yeah, oh, Joe Biden did it anyway, though, and they moved past that a million miles an hour. All right, continuing with the article though. Okay. Tyson had placed the manuscript in an archive at the University of North Carolina with the agreement that it would not be made public for decades. Though he said he gave it to the FBI during an investigation the agency concluded in 2021. He said he decided to make it public after some of Till's relatives and other people doing research at the LaFleur, I think that's how it's at the LaFleur County, Mississippi courthouse in June 2022 found an arrest warrant on kidnapping charges that was issued for Miss Roy Bryant, that's Carolyn Bryant, in 1955, but never served. Tyson said in a statement Thursday that Donham's precise role in the killing of Till's remains murky. It really don't remain murky. Not really. I don't know how what happened remain murky. It really don't. We kind of all know what she did, what role she played. She was the one who started it all. What do you mean her role remained kind of murky? We don't really know what she did. She started the shit. Okay. And it says, but it's clear that she was involved. She was involved. Why is it? Oh, it remains murky what she did. We don't really know what she did, but but she was involved. Yes, she was involved. She was the ringleader. She orchestrated all of this. It's her fault. Continuing, I might break. I hope my microphone can hold this. I've been doing a lot of yelling. I don't even really be doing that. Quote, it has confronted America to see this as merely a story of monsters, her among them, Tyson said. Quote, what this narrative keeps us from seeing is the monstrous social order that cared nothing for the life of Emmett Till, nor thousands more like him. Okay. And that's important because this isn't just about Emmett Till. This is about the precedent, okay, of Emmett Till. This is about Emmett Till. This is about his mother. This is about all of the people who fought and died on his behalf. This is about everybody. Neither the federal nor the government of Mississippi did anything to prevent or punish this murder. Okay? The federal government did not do jack shit. Didn't do a damn thing. Neither did Mississippi. All right. So while Joe Biden's got his new ad campaign talking about, come on, guys, we got to save the world from Donald Trump again. He's going to get out there. What are we going to do? Vote for me. We're going to make America great and we're going to make it better. Let's finish the job. It's his campaign slogan. And he let Emmett Till's murderer die without being punished after signing the Emmett Till Lynching Act. Condemning what Donham did is easier than confronting what America was and is. All right. Last year, members of the new Black Panther Party and other activists began showing up at addresses associated with the aging Donham, including in North Carolina and Kentucky. I'm going to tell y'all, last year, we was on the hunt for Carolyn Bryant. Last year, people was looking for Carolyn Bryant. People was on the hunt for Carolyn Bryant. Carolyn Bryant had to be moved at the dark of night. Okay. They had to have the damn Secret Service protect Carolyn Bryant damn near. The way they was moving her around. They was moving that old lady around like she was going to get killed. And I'm not saying that if she got caught, something like that wouldn't have happened. But of course, YouTube, I'm not condoning violence. Because YouTube would say that. And like, oh, we take this down now. Now, they said the new Black Panther Party and other activists began showing up at addresses associated with the aging Donham, including the North Carolina and Kentucky. They were there to serve unofficial warrants. Unofficial. I don't know why it's saying unofficial because the warrant was official. That's not an unofficial warrant. They were there to serve unofficial warrants for her arrest and trial. I don't like the fact that they're saying unofficial because that gives the impression that Black people were there. It wasn't lawful, the fact that Black people were there. Okay. The warrant was official. It was just never served. The law enforcement said, yeah, we're just not going to follow the damn law this time. How about that? How about damn the law? How about we're white and we say so and we don't want to give a damn. How about that? So I don't like the fact that NPR said, yeah, the unofficial warrant, because there was nothing unofficial about it. Okay. All right. Because when you say unofficial, it makes it seem like Black people was out there on some kind of vigilante type stuff. No, Black people's out there actually serving justice, legal justice. But okay. Weeks after the unserved arrest warrant was found, the Office of Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Flinch said there was no new evidence to pursue a criminal case against Donham. There does not have to be new evidence. You were served a warrant. A warrant was issued for you and was never served. This isn't dual jeopardy. So there does not have to be dual jeopardy. So you guys know, let me stop this. Hold on. Let me finish this and then let me stop. Okay. In August, a district attorney said that LaFleur County grand jury declined to indict Donham. Okay. Now, let me stop that real quick. Right? There does not need to be new evidence. There doesn't need to be that. There didn't even need to be a grand jury, to be honest. There didn't need to be no grand jury. She had a warrant for kidnapping. First off, she admitted that she lied. She admitted that first. Let's be totally honest with everything. Let's take all of the stuff and factors, okay? Dual jeopardy, what it's supposed to mean is that you cannot be tried for the same thing twice. If you're tried for something and you're found innocent for it, you're not supposed to be tried for that same exact thing another time. Now, they pick and choose when they want to apply that. They're very selective when they want to apply that anyway. Let's just be honest about that. So in 1955, when they were tried, when Carolyn Bryant, her husband at the time, and her brother, his brother, right? When they were tried, they were all found innocent. They later confessed. They confessed to everything. So because of dual jeopardy, they couldn't be tried again, despite the fact that they confessed. But everybody knew at that time that they all did it. All right. So it's the only reason that they didn't get punished. Oh, it's the dual jeopardy thing. Oh my God, it's so terrible. But there was a new issue. There was a new warrant issued that was never served. It's not new. I mean, it was another warrant issued that was never served. So they could have went back and gotten that and then charged her again. That's not dual jeopardy because she was on trial for the murder. She was not on trial for kidnap. Her warrant for kidnap was not served. So there does not need to, if you guys like following me, there does not need to be new evidence because nobody's trying to retry her for the trial she was in 1955, despite the fact that she could technically, since she confessed, she could be tried on the federal level. She could be tried on hate crimes and all that other stuff, especially with the fact that she confessed. Because when it's black people, let me tell you something. Here's how double jeopardy does not apply to black people. When it's black people, they'll say, okay, you got away with it this time. And then when they want to try you again, they'll say, oh, I'll take this. There's new evidence that we didn't have before. I'll take this to the judge and we can retry you because there's new evidence. They do that to black people all the time. All of the time. If they were white, if black people did something and they got found innocent and then they confessed and then the prosecutor said, hey, judge, we found new evidence, they will be retried. They will be retried. It has happened so many times. So with Carolyn Bryant, white society is protecting her. That's all that is. And this warrant did not need any new evidence. It didn't need any new evidence at all. So it didn't need a grand jury the first time in 2007, and it didn't need a grand jury in 2022. Now, I'm going to get to, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Mayalu for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much, sister. She says, it was an off-code black DA that would not prosecute. Yes, it definitely was. Absolutely. C. Bryant. Yeah, it was. It was. He refused to prosecute. Okay. We need to understand Mississippi has a high black political representation as well. This needs to be a lesson for FBA. It does. You're right. Listen, for too long, black society, and thank you very much for your comment and your super chat. For too long, black society has had this thing where it's like, hey, a black face in a high place, a black DA, a black mayor, a black judge, you know what I'm saying? A black governor, a black president, a black vice president, and that doesn't mean anything. That does not mean anything. Okay, and he decided not to do that. He made the personal choice not to do that. Do you guys know how easy it is for prosecutors to prosecute somebody? They could have easily prosecuted. There was no legal reason why he couldn't have prosecuted her. You don't need new evidence. The hell is that? And shout out to our brother Larry. Anything Goes LLC. Thank you very much, brother, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother, and I appreciate your support. All right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Don't mean nothing if they're not on code. If they're not on code, their blackness, to be honest with you, I'm going to say this. If they're not on code, their blackness oftentimes works against us. Their blackness actually is a hindrance, is a negative point if they're not on code. The only time their melanin is any bit of a benefit is if they're on code. If they're not on code, or even if they're neutral, whatever, their melanin is a hindrance because it always works in the opposite of what we need. Let's continue. Where was I? Okay, right here. Hold on, let me mute. I always forget to mute the phone. Weeks after, and the unserved warrant, I read that part. Till's cousin, okay. And I studied this. I read this article too. Priscilla, I'm sorry, sister. Sterling filed a federal lawsuit against the current LaFleur County Sheriff, Ricky Banks. Okay. Shout out to that sister. Because at least she's being one of the ones who are on code. Because his whole family seemed like it's a bunch of damn coons, suck-ups, Sambos, Uncle Toms and that. All right. And she did that on February 7th. That was this year. Seeking to compel him to serve the 1955 warrant on Donham. In a response, April 13th, okay, that was this month, Banks' attorney said Banks, that's Ricky Banks, that's the sheriff. The sheriff is Ricky Banks, because she was trying to sue him, okay? She was trying to get a federal lawsuit. Banks' attorney said there is no point in serving the warrant on Donham because the grand jury did not decide to indict her. Did not indict her last year. Okay. Don't you know? Do you guys know with Bill Cosby? They went back. Do you know they didn't lock him up? They didn't successfully lock him up the first time. It was a mistrial the first time they went. Do you know it was a mistrial? They was like, dual jeopardy be damned. We're coming back and we're not going to stop until we get your ass. And they got him. So all that damn, so this is I'm white and I say so. This is white supremacy. This is what the grand jury did though is it's out of my hands. I'm sorry. There's just no new evidence. I'm sorry. All of this stuff is bullshit. It's excuses. It continues to down here. The Emmett Till Legacy Foundation, ran by some of Till's relatives, posted a black banked square to social media sites Thursday after news of Donham's death was reported. Okay, and that's the end of that. That's the end of that. It says, I remember all this drama happened on Biden's watch. It did. Biden allowed this to happen. White society, listen, when I tell you guys, this is how you know that we are the most hated in the world. This is how you know that. Okay, despite what your friends may tell you, despite what your white liberals like, oh man, Black Lives Matter, dude, and the protesting that they were doing, the hashtag BLM that they were doing in 2020, like, oh my God, justice for George Floyd. This is terrible. Defund the police, man. Get rid of Trump, dude. All of that stuff is fake. That stuff is fake, because when it really matters, they're not there. They protest, and I made a tweet about this when it comes to brother Ralph, who was shot. Thankfully, he survived. But when it comes to Ralph, they was outside and they were outside marching. Marching don't mean a damn thing. They don't care. They march because that fools a lot of black people who want to be fooled. They be like, it's white people. They love us. They love us so much. Thank you. Thank you, Connor. Thank you. We couldn't do it without you. We need the black and the white. They like that shit. They love that. And it'd be like, no, man, I'm with you, man. Black Lives Matter. Let's hold our hand. Let's march. And then when the marching is all done, shit, like, okay, man, we did a great job of marching. Okay, back to the projects for you, man. I'm gonna go back home. That's what they do. All that shit is fake. That is fake. They don't care. All these white feminists talking about abortion. Oh my God, my body rights. I want to kill my babies. All that shit they do. And then when it comes to a child and stuff like that, they don't care. All of the, we got to protect for the anti-abortions. Like, what about the babies? What about the babies? Well, I mean, what about Emmett Till? Oh, damn Emmett Till. What about the baby? They don't care. They do not give a damn. All these feminists, to the brothers out there who's on, like, you know, what is really the white girls love black men. White girls appreciate black men. White girls are down with the brothers, man. I'm gonna fly across the country and I'm gonna get me a non-black chick and all that stuff. These non-black chicks don't give a damn about your ass unless you got an erection, you fool. Shout out to the $5 super chat. It says, like Emmett Till, Mississippi's, y'all get an assignment for Rasheen Kier. Yeah, they do. I want to hear what y'all got to think. Y'all got to say. Sorry. I want to hear what y'all got to say. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put this link. This is a link to the StreamYard, so y'all can, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me pin this up to the top. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. That was a mistake. Hold on. Okay. I want to hear what you guys got to say. All right, because this stuff, to me, this is the most pure sign that we are in a race war I see. Okay, when they tell you, and this is why I do personally, I do the victim Olympic stuff. Y'all, some people might be under like, well, no, it's just different. I do the victim Olympic stuff because when it comes down to what happened with the Holocaust, when it comes down to that, you got you have Nazis getting locked up. And they're 100+ years old. They're in their triple digits and they're getting wheelchaired into prison. You don't even got to put cuffs on them because they can't get up. They need help getting up to stand up to the bathroom. You got to pivot them onto their bed. They can't get up at all. You ain't got to put no shackles on them or nothing. You just taking them to the prison. They're like, oh, I don't want to go. Please, please, please. And they sit up there being rolled into the damn jail cell. You don't even got to close the door because it's not like they can leave. You can literally put them in an open room and all you got to do is have it upstairs. If the open door is upstairs, they're stuck for the rest of their life. Okay, and they're getting locked up. They're getting locked up. All the Jews sitting up there like, I don't give a damn. If he's breathing, they better be in fucking jail. We have our sister, Blueberry Muffin, is with us.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you for being here.
Sure. Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank goodness. The first thing I want to say is, if you're Christian, you follow Christianity, let me tell you something. Turning the other cheek is weakness. You turn that cheek after somebody hits you, they're just going to slap you on the other cheek. Okay? Our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents took a lot of abuse. Okay? We don't have to take that kind of abuse anymore. We don't. And then on top of that, you got to look at it from the point that these whites that murdered that child, Emmett Till, they never see black folks as their equal because they don't see us as human beings. That's why they lynched and raped and maimed us. And what happened? We look weak. But now that we're fighting back in many different ways, we're using our minds and our hearts to fight this evil. And we're not going to say, look, turn the other cheek, bow down, we try to forgive you. Look, the only way you can get restorative justice is by putting truth to power, words to action. Wishful thinking, that's not going to change their hearts or their minds. The only thing that'll change their hearts and minds is if they know we will hold them accountable.
I fully agree with you. All that, God, and I'm not, so you guys know, I don't attack, belittle, demean anybody's religious beliefs, anybody's spiritual beliefs. I'm not doing that. But all that, God will punish them and all that. No, they don't do that. The Jews don't believe in that. And they believe in God. They believe, well, God will punish you there, but I'm going to punish you here. That's what they believe. That's what everybody else believes. It's only the cowards who say you don't have to be punished for your sins here. That's it. So all that stuff, all that trying to get clout off the deaths of your loved ones, the stuff his family's doing, the stuff that, well, any death and all death is wrong. They wouldn't say that, right? They would, if Emmett Till was killed by a black man, you don't hear, and this is how you know all that stuff is disingenuous, because when black people do it, you don't hear, well, you know what, I'm not going to wish anything bad on them. When black people do it, it's okay. They all like, yeah, you got to be punished for that. You have to be punished for that. Now, when it comes to the dominant society, then it's, you know what, I learned to forgive. I learned not to have hatred in my heart. It's all of that stuff. So it's fake. All of that stuff is fake. We have
and the disingenuous part about it is that you've got whites and blacks in Christianity. Why are there segregated churches? Okay, in those small towns down south, you had people who did lynchings on Saturday night and then went straight to church Sunday morning. And their kids and grandkids still do the same thing. It may not be physical violence, but the verbal violence and just the sheer cruel hatred, that's bad in and of itself. And the only way you just give them the business is you got to fight fire with fire. And that means standing up for your rights, defending your rights, and ensuring no one trespasses and tramples upon your rights.
I fully agree, sister. And I think you put it well. I think you said it well, said it very beautifully. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, brother, you can go ahead next.
Yeah, I agree with her, what she was saying. She definitely was on point. But the sad part is, and I just want to bring up just reparations for black people. Look how we can't even stay in accordance with that, and that's why you got people like Carolyn Bryant who can die, by natural causes, damn near. Okay, when she should have been locked up. You know what I mean? That right there, that started the civil rights movement. But what it should have started was a civil war. Okay, yeah, that part. Because if you know it was happening on the other side, just look at January 6th, what happened. This wasn't even a death, and they felt that their rights is being encroached on. So the sad part is, like I said, I believe fully 120% eye for an eye. You kill my dog, I'm gonna kill your cat, your dog. All right, that part. I didn't ask for the problem. Well, once you bring that problem, you're gonna get it twofold. And you gotta respect that. And that, as black people, we don't have that, because just look at Kyrie Irving. I know I'm going places, but it all coincides with the same thing. We couldn't even stand on court with him, and all he did was forwarded a movie, a documentary that he liked. You know what I mean? And he being whipped publicly, and we didn't hold him down. I could go on and on with cases. That's why we're not on code. We get treated the way we get treated.
It's important to be that way, because you're absolutely right. Other people believe in not only recompense, you have to be punished more severely. If you slap me, I have to punch you.
Yeah.
If you push me, I have to knock you down.
Yes.
It's not everything is equal. You know what I'm saying? You take $1, I take $1. You take $1, I'm taking $5. That's how they look at it.
And why? Because I didn't ask for that problem. You brought it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how people need to look at it. And it starts just look at now time. We talking about check-in, our race, the black race. Okay? You gotta check in when you go somewhere. But then we have the audacity to talk about the KKK. We have the audacity to talk about white privilege. And we do the same, if not worse. We supposed to open the carpet out. You feel what I'm saying? It's just facts, man. The races that are winning, let's just talk about the Juice Crew, the small hats. They do that. It's up to this day, they do that in their communities. They don't do it elsewhere. They do it in their communities. That's what we need to start doing. Yeah, no?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you, brother.
No doubt. Hold it down.
Thank you. Appreciate you for joining. Appreciate you for coming. Mayalu, I believe that's how you pronounce it, right, sister? You can go ahead.
I have my earbuds in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, thank you for doing the show. I think the thing that strikes me about this is a chapter closed on multi-generation trauma, right? Injustice, right? So there was no justice. And I think by the time it gets to me, 4 generations have seen this. And there was no resolve. No one got to see resolve on this. And yeah, it links, you know, perfectly to the argument for reparations, right? But I think what the gentleman before me was mentioning, how we don't coalesce very well when these issues occur. And, you know, I don't think anything's gonna matter. Reparations, freedmen, none of that's going to matter until we get that right, because you know there has to be a structure, and I mean a war-like footing for when these things occur moving forward. You know, it has to be a war-like footing. This has to be treated as if it is an act of war, and you know, thinking that the federal government, you know, is going to come save us in situations like this government cares nothing about us, even less than probably any government ever in office, right? Or any administration, I'll say. So I guess what I would get from this, because it is sad, you know, it just makes me really sad to know that this woman, you know, was able to die peacefully, yes. And so many of these people are, you know, and that our generations had to see so many kids, young kids, just die like this. I mean, you know, there's so many things you could recount, but I guess my point is that we're going to have to be accountable for making sure that there's a heavy hand moving forward. I don't know that I've seen any real coalesce around the Rasheen Carter thing. Yeah, Ben Crump, you know, swooped in. But I was struck by even how, you know, there was no kind of uprising or no protest, nothing. This man was decapitated, pulled apart somehow, and there's nothing. You know, we don't have anybody. How is the sheriff's department, or this place where he went for safety, able to still be operating? You know, how are they even able to just be operational with lights on at this point? You would think that you would have had an entire city, if only just the people where this young man lived, descend upon a city. And I wonder, if that's because of the sort of the way that things are handled. Yeah, you the parents may get money out of the situation, right? The family may get money out of it, but we're not keened in on war footing on any situation. We're not keened in on war footing on any level. And it just, that bothers me, because I just don't know that any amount of money is going to save us, from that type of threat.
Let me touch on what you said, because I think what you said is very important. When you talked about that we didn't descend on the person who allowed the sheriff, the black sheriff, or the black DA, I'm sorry, the black DA who just said, "Hey, I'm not going to prosecute." Right. Yeah, I know about the warrant. Y'all found it. Oh, that too bad. I'm not going to prosecute though. And nothing has happened. Now we have all of these quote unquote organizations that are supposed to be representing the interest of black people. All of these people in government, black people in government, the Congressional Black Caucus, we have all of these people. Then we got local street organizations that walk around, march with guns and all that stuff. And where are they in this situation? They're nowhere. The only time we see, to be honest, any sort of progress ever being made is by people, by the everyday black man and the everyday black woman doing what needs to be done. These organizations ain't coming to help nobody, coming to do nothing. They're not even really saying anything.
No. And not only are they not saying anything, right? It's a fear-based silence. They could, and I don't even know if it's real. I think they could just legit care less. They could care less, right? And there's safety in their positions, there's safety in their grant money, there's safety in all of these things that they've been afforded to do. And that's why I work in a field where I have to solve problems every single day for other people. And the only way I see that anything ever gets better, and of course I want reparations. I'm not in any way saying that reparations aren't going to solve a lot of problems in terms of bringing the boat up. My point is that none of it's going to matter unless we change and make sure that we are accountable for how we are organized as a people, organized as a structure, and on this footing to where and I hate to even bring them up because I can't stand the AD, I can't stand any, but they do it right. These ish communities, they do this stuff right. And we need to start taking pages out of these books where you have a foundation that is laid to completely decimate the enemy. You take their money, you take their livelihoods, you take everything you can until you get restorative justice, because it's just going to keep happening. Think about getting reparations. You come into homes and communities you've built, you're starting to rebuild as a people, but you still have to worry about unmelanated people that hate you so much even more because you got what you deserved. So now you're running and you're still in fear. You can't even maintain the life that you were promised that you deserve, that people are working for now, putting in place now, because you still have people that hate you. They're going to hate you even more because you have something. So, if we don't start getting organized in terms of security, making sure that we have a plan in place to secure our own neighborhoods, making sure that we have legal forces in place, not just Ben Crump. We need our own hospitals. We need our own legal services. We need our own defamation, a progressive defamation system in place that is supportive in social media, Black media sources, institutional media, even I would even say in the process of even making sure that we can put something in place for the prison system, right there. That's a whole nother conversation that you need to deal with
Yeah.
the prison system, injustice, the Innocence Projects.
And
This us all needs to be cleaned up.
yeah, you're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct with that. Everything that we have is more than a black person being in there. It has to be somebody who has a black agenda, because like I
Right.
said earlier in the article, a black person doesn't matter unless they have a black agenda. Actually, let me scratch that. A black person does matter. A black person in a position is a bad thing unless they have a black agenda. So we need to make sure the agenda is first. That's first and foremost. Then you being black, okay, that's something else. But the agenda has to come first and foremost. And I like your comment. I appreciate that. You know, it's got to be all around. You know, it's got to be a whole community of people doing their things and everybody coming together, being on code, and making sure the problem gets solved. So I thank you for that. Let me because we have other people.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to speak, and I appreciate what you do. Everyone have a good night.
Thank you, sister. You have a good night too. Kid Gravity, brother. You got it.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Boy, let me tell you something. If y'all didn't hear Harvey's commentary on this today, man, go listen to it. That's probably the most impassioned thing I've ever heard. Shout out to him. I got to put something on his Cash App for that.
Shout out to Harvey. Shout out to our brother Harvey.
I got white folk pressed on Twitter, bro.
Really?
Yeah, that link I sent you during your space,
bro.
They calling me A word in there, but the child of God. Cause I said arrested. I said resting maggots. Oh, they got upset. But it needed to be said because enough is enough now. We're being too nice. They were Trayvon in a decade ago. Now we having a little bit of, this is a long odyssey, and we getting it all out, and then they can't take it. I say good riddance.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
When y'all get the supremacist sizzler going, it's all good. I will send some. I'll send drinks, and maybe one of them 4 pans worth of food. And let this be a lesson. You disrespect, you take away one of ours, we gonna be on you forever.
I'm gonna say this for the people who feel like we lost. I know it's a lot of people who feel like this is a defeat, this is an L, that the fight is over. I'm gonna say this right now: the fight ain't over for me. The dominant society is trying to market this and frame this as if it's all said and done. It's a wrap. She's dead. Is nothing that can be done. That's not true. That's not true at all. They didn't wait. I'm gonna tell you, they wasn't all like, well, Hitler's dead. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. Ho hum. They was all like, oh, okay, well, he's dead. He didn't get the justice that we wanted him to get, but everybody who knew his ass is. Everybody. So we're going to keep the same energy. This isn't no, oh man, it shucks, it's over, guys. I'm sorry. It is none of that.
I want her charged and the coffin too. I want all that charged.
There's still a whole lot of justice that needs to be served.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to serve it extra. We're going to give an extra healthy whopping of justice. And I'm going to use my word careful, justice, on behalf of the fact that she couldn't get hers. So that means whoever we go after next is going to get it tenfold. They're going to wish they would have snitched.
Yeah. And before I go, Miss Nicole's view said we should retire the term Karen and start calling these people Carolyns.
Carolyns.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So shout out to her. But yeah.
Shout out to our sister Nicole.
Yes, sir. But yeah, let me go because I'm trying to debate if I should do a video on this. But yeah, I'm gonna go make more fun of white people.
All right.
All right.
Give him hell, brother.
Yes, sir.
James, what's good with you, man? Hold on, let me.
Going on, G?
How you feeling?
What up with it? I'm good, man. I just wanted to add my 2 cents in, man. It just seems like white people don't respect nothing but violence, man. Like I was up there in Minnesota, Minneapolis, when that George Floyd shit happened, and they tore it up. We tore it up. We both sides of the street going down to Broadway. Everything was burned down on each side of the street. And I'm in Louisville, Kentucky right now. I was up here for Breonna Taylor, and we wilded out up here. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like I don't want to advocate for violence. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems like they don't budge and they don't respect nothing until we spaz out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just ridiculous that we got to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just want to be in peace and be left alone, and live our lives and shit like that. And they want, it's like they want us to get violent. They you know what I'm saying? They don't budge until we wild out. It's just crazy, man. I'm sick of these people, G. I'm really sick of these people. For real. They did Breonna Taylor dirty. She got as a memorial in a park on a playground or whatever. And then dude who killed Floyd, he's going up for some type of sentence reduction or some shit like that. Like it's just crazy, man. So I don't know, man. We just gotta hang in there and stay on code like we've been. I've been liking what I've been seeing on Twitter, how we've been staying on code and everybody's sticking together. We're on the same page, and that's what we got to do, man. We just got to get on code. I'll be trying to get my little street buddies on code and let them know that it's bigger than, it's us against them boys. You know who I'm talking about, them boys. It ain't us against each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to stop that shit. It's us against them boys, for real. And that's just really all I wanted to say, man. I don't want to advocate violence, but it seems like they don't budge until we spaz out. That's just what it is, man. But I appreciate you, G. I'm watching you, man. I'm in the fight. I'm fighting the fine fight all the way.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, brother.
No doubt.
I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna get to our brother Buzzer Cam. I'm gonna say this, right? And then of course we got our brother Black Alpha here. And then I can unpin that. Right? I'm gonna say this, right? I think that you, as a brother said, you're not doing anything unless you show them there are consequences. I want you guys to pay attention to the last few years of what's been going on. Remember that one little black boy who was walking, and there was this suspected white supremacist who was just start pushing him and all that stuff. Big white dude who was pushing him and stuff. And then a whole bunch of black people around the neighborhood showed up to his house. We're past the days where we go to the police like, get them, guys, get them. And they were like, there's nothing we can do. And then we go like, damn, injustice again. We're past those days. We're at those days like, hey, y'all know he over there. Oh, y'all not gonna get him? Oh, that's fine. We're gonna get him for you. We're at the time. We are at the times when they victimize black people and the police pick them up for their protection. We're stepping there for on behalf of the police. We're the law enforcements, okay? We're the ones who are getting justice. We're not sitting up there asking nobody for a damn thing. I think that this is what's changing the needle, okay? You see all these pull-up summers and stuff, it dried out. That used to be a thing. It dried out. Holy Week, okay, that dried out. Now that's starting to be a thing. All that we're gonna kneel and protest and all. And I'm not, no diss or none of them. We're gonna kneel and protest. Hands up! Don't shoot me, guys. All that stuff. Black Lives Matter. We're gonna lay down in silence. They don't respect silence. Okay, all right then. That's fine. When the police station burned down, they all like, you know what, guys? I think we're gonna arrest them now. Notice. I want you guys to remember when George Floyd was killed, and I'm gonna get to you, Buzzer. When George Floyd was killed, Derek Chauvin wasn't arrested. They were just firing them. They fired them. Then a couple days later, they were like, "Oh, is all you gonna do fire them? All you gonna do is fire them? Okay, all right, okay. Well, you don't need that police station. We're just gonna take care of that for you." Then they burned the police station down. They was like, actually, we meant to charge them. We just didn't tell y'all that though. We made them charge Derek Chauvin. He was just gonna get fired and then probably transferred to someplace else. We made them do that. So all of this, we not doing nothing and all that stuff. Not today. Not today. We are doing something. Buzzer, you got it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Okay, thank you. Hey, I got a few things to say. I don't got much to talk about. I got things to do, so just go be short. As for Carolyn Bryant, I have no words to say about what that. I have no words for her about good witness and bad references, all that. Because this young boy died this way, they'll have a deed still.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Can you hear me loud enough?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, what I meant to say is go witness to her that the supper is gone and there's no substance about all this and no this. That boy is gone. She caused this and started movement. And all I'm saying for her to go witness for bad brothers. I think I mentioned that already. And another thing, have you heard about what's the name from the Fuji? I forgot his name escaped me. He got found guilty of head conscious or something. That's a question on that. And also, I wanted to know what's your thoughts on Teddy Pickett Smith talk still being canceled. I don't know what that's off topic with all that, but this all three things I have to say about this.
You said you wanted to know my opinion on Jada Pinkett Smith?
Her rating was not finally ended. I forgot how many seasons, but we started before. Doesn't matter. It's ended that is now today. I know it's not burger at this point, but it's off topic. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can't really hear you. Say it one more time.
What's your thoughts on Taylor Pickens Smith's talk show got canceled today? The Red Table Talk. I know this is off topic, but I just want to know where's your opinion on that.
I don't care. I never watched that talk show.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah, it is off topic, and yeah.
Yeah, that's all I want to know. I said the other one about the future member. I forgot his name. Got was found guilty of 10 cases of something. I don't know the details of it, but
yeah, brother, we'll talk about that stuff. I'll like host another space sometime, and we can talk about other stuff later. But I appreciate your comment, brother, and I appreciate.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this in the playlist. Okay, I made my plan. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Okay. Black Alpha, tell him. First off, excellent broadcast that you did with our brother. Excellent broadcast. I saw him in the chat room. I wonder if he's still here. He could pop up if he's still here.
Man, hey, respect, bro. Excellent to you, man. I want to say this before we get into, Ding Dong, the witch is dead. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Shout out to my brother Afro Elite. We wanted to do something special for everybody for New Black Media Appreciation Month and not just do the same thing. As I said, since it's going to be April, we don't want it to be just like February or March or November. We wanted it to be special, man. So me and my brother was like, yo, let's go back to back, man, and just drop good content. We did the same thing on Tuesday. My brother threw me that alley-oop, and I tried my best to throw my brother that alley-oop, man. But, it's hard to compare to you, brother Afro. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the good subject tonight, man. You got the
I got lucky tonight. I got lucky.
Man, when I seen that this morning, I said, oh, man, Carolyn Bryant, you in trouble. Even though you ain't even here, your ass is in trouble. Completely, man. So salute to you, bro. Salute to everybody. Because like I was saying earlier, man, everybody always says me and my brother Afro we like Jason and Tariq, man, and we next, man. So we want to do something special for everybody, man. So salute to you, brother, and everybody. Now,
let's. I'm gonna let Jay go, and then me and you will close it out.
There we go. Salute to Jay.
Yo, what's going on, you guys? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I don't really want to take up too much of your time. What's going on, Black Alpha Network? Just got off your channel, man. Great show. You and the other brother, man. Great show. I just want to say this, man. Even though she's gone, we're not going to forget about Emmett Till, man. What happened to him was a crime, a historical crime. And I don't want us to get off topic. I mean, she's only relevant because of what she did to Emmett Till. We need to keep the focus. Even though he's gone, we have to keep the focus on Emmett Till because what happened to him was a historical crime. We don't ever want to see that stuff again. We don't have people fighting for us to the level of where that can't happen again. I mean, because she's only relevant because of what the crime that she committed against Emmett Till, and people wanted to protect her, that criminal. And that's all I want to say. I didn't want to take up too much of your time, man. That the focus needs to stay on Emmett Till.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I wanted to pitch in, man.
We're not done talking about that story or that situation.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, appreciate that, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Jay. It's a big supporter. You know, when they talk about 9/11, talk about never forget. We ain't never gonna forget about Emmett Till. We got another very special brother up here, our brother Torian. Glad to see you, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I mean, how could you not? To be honest, I say it's bittersweet. It's bitter because I wish she would have died in a cell. It's sweet because she's dead. So it's a bittersweet feeling. And one of the things that I've been saying is that it's unfortunate that Emmett Till's mother died before she could actually have a chance to see this. Everyone who was involved with the murder of Emmett Till all died with no consequence. None of them went to jail. None of them, they didn't have, they had charges, but they ended up getting dropped even after they admitted to doing it. But because of double jeopardy, and they locked that in place immediately, they couldn't try them again. Otherwise, they probably would have gone to jail. And it's just crazy. And I said that Carolyn Bryant is the OG Karen. I said, when you look at my Black Massacre series and you look at the repetitiveness of why all those towns got destroyed, it links back to the stuff that she did. But the reason why she's the OG Karen is because she kicked off a whole nother wave of what a lot of these PC women do today. That's why I was looking at a tweet that Nicole's View put up on Twitter today. She said, today I'm canceling calling white women Karen. I'm calling them Carolyns from now on.
I like that. I like that.
She said, from now on, I'm calling them Carolyns because they have that Carolyn spirit about them. And then when you look at what recently happened with Jonathan Majors, what recently happened with Michael Irvin, they literally have that Carolyn Bryant spirit about them. That's literally what she did. You had this woman that blatantly lied and got this boy brutally murdered. I mean, the details and the imagery is something that once you see it one time, you cannot unsee it. It's embedded in your brain for the rest of your life. I said this boy will be eternally 14. It's unfortunate that he never grew up to live a full life. He'll never know what it was like to, go to his high school prom. He'll never know what it's like to graduate from high school, go to college and graduate from there, get married and start a family. He will always be stuck right there. But Carolyn Bryant, she was able to live a full life. She was able to be married. She was able to have children. She was able to grow old and die at an old age. All the things that Emmett Till was unfortunately stripped of because of her lie. So when people ask me, how do I feel about her? I don't feel about her. Like, I feel I'm very cold when it comes to her. I'm very numb when it comes to her. So as far as I'm concerned, she's going to be eternally dancing in a very hot place. And I hope that she is burning up down there too. And I hope that if anyone finds out where her grave is at, that they treat it with as much utmost disrespect as they did Emmett Till's multiple memorials. Because they constantly mess with his stuff. They actually had to install cameras, security cameras, just to keep it protected because it kept getting destroyed over and over and over again. I said it's amazing. This 14-year-old innocent black boy who did nothing to nobody except just exist got them that riled up that they constantly got to mess with it years and years.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I have to say right now.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And the thing is that when you talk about, hold on, brother, you're going to have to mute your mic or something because I'm going to let you go. This will be the last person, and then we're going to, no, I'm not taking any new persons after him, right? When you think about Carolyn Bryant, she was not the first racist white woman. She's not the first. White women owned slaves, right? She's not the first. Is why she is so significant is because her action overshadows pretty much all other racist white women. And that's a big feat. I don't think we understand how tremendous of a feat that is. For her action, her lie, what she did to overshadow everybody else's racism. That's why she's the grandmother. It's not because she's the first. She's not the first, second, or third. She's just the most notorious and evil and significant to be at the top. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Herc, you got it. Hold on, let me unmute you. I think
baby brother, how you doing, man?
I'm well, brother. How are you?
It's good to see you, man. Hey, look, we was at the Hidden History Museum. We took a picture together.
Yeah,
man.
How you feeling?
Yeah. How you doing? It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Glad you got your channel up and running. You told me you was gonna do it, and so congrats on that, brother. Big ups. My position on that female she devil that just died. All I got to say is that they better not give up the grave plot information anytime soon. I might go and have a sudden urge to relieve myself, on the stone. So the thing is that with all this.
Hey, real quick, somebody get James off the room. Somebody block. You know what? Let me do that.
Okay.
Let me block this dude. So we got the trolls in here now.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad she's gone, man. Coming up in this, I'm a '60s kid. I was born in the '60s, grew up in the '70s and in the '80s. And, all I heard about was this horrible, wicked woman lying on this kid, man, and just, putting the baby brother's family through hell and got the brother killed, man, and after all this time, she's lived her life and, enjoyed it and nobody's done anything to her. I hope she's burning in hell. I wish the worst on her and her family and any of her survivors. And I have nothing good to say about this woman, brother. And, I'm just glad that she's gone. If there is a hell, I hope she's in it and at the lowest pit of it. And again, brother, I want to commend you for the great, work you're doing. We need more brothers like you, more young, strong brothers like you, doing activism, doing good things, and being a part of that media, the Black Media Consortium, and it's all good. So I just wanted to say hello, and and I hope to see you in LA again soon.
Oh yeah, you gonna be at the expo?
I'm not gonna make the expo, but I'm gonna make that July 1st birthday bash.
Okay, I see you.
I'm gonna do
Hey,
that.
but before you go, you
Mhm.
you are subscribed to these two other brothers, right?
Okay. No, I'm not, but I can do that. No problem. Yeah, I can basically.
Oh yeah, let me
Oh
put you
yeah.
on,
Okay.
brother. Let me put you on. You gotta subscribe to these other two brothers right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, hey, I'm all about that, man. You know, we got to keep that black media strong, and we need new blood. You know, we need all that.
Absolutely. I mean, they
Okay.
names are the YouTube names, so you can just look up the names and then you'll find them.
Right. I'll do that the minute I log off.
Appreciate you, brother.
Okay. Stay strong. Peace.
You, brother. Right. Yeah, it was a little echo. It was a little echo, but that was towards the end. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if he had a speaker or something like that, but it was something. But yeah, man.
And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think that this day was actually gonna come. You know, especially since, you know, last year, they found that warrant and black people was going on a crusade to go and find her. Like I'm talking about, they had people going like almost playing state hopscotch trying to find her. It's like one minute they said she was in North Carolina, then she was in Kentucky, then she was in Mississippi, then she was in Louisiana. The fact that they kept moving this woman around in her old age when she's literally knocking on death's door lets you know they was giving her the ultimate protection, because they knew if even one person got hands on her, it would have been a wrap. Like all I saw like on Twitter today after she had passed was people saying that they wanted to go and find where her resting place was. I saw that quite a bit. And I said, listen, y'all, if y'all have it, have at it. And to make it even better, document it. Make it go viral. Because guess what? They made us go viral back in the day every time they had one of their little picnics. Put them on little postcards and sent them around to their families for holidays and whatnot. Some even went as far as to put our limbs in mason jars. I'm not going to say which ones. If y'all know your history, you know.
It's true.
I'm saying we just dishing back what we was given.
Do you understand? I'm gonna say, do y'all really understand how much you have to be hated as a person to, in your late 80s, you have hundreds of people, and I'm being very generous with saying hundreds of people traveling across multiple states looking for you, and then you die and they say, hey, we still not done looking for you? Do you have any idea how much of a evil person you have to be for people to be like, yeah, you dead, but we still looking for your ass?
She was on Black People's America's Most Wanted list, and she was probably at the top of that list.
I can't name anybody who probably would be more on that list above her.
Right. She's literally been a part of our shit list for multiple decades.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Black Alpha, you got anything you want to say?
I want to talk about the lessons, man. We got to learn from this type of situation, because it's one thing to be pissed off and angry, but there's two things that stand out to me. Number one is, can the myth of the white woman being the innocent bystander in this?
You got some angry white people in the chat room tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Got some mad white people in here. Okay, keep going.
Good. Hey, all the angry white folks, listen carefully. The whole Karen and Sally and Sue are just there. We can bury that. We've buried that a long time ago. Hell, we never even ever supported that. But the notion that white women are like the innocent victims and it's really the white man doing it and all that, really, that should have been gone, like you said, Afro, during slavery, because they owned slaves, and then with Emmett Till and so on and so forth. That's got to get buried. We got to bury that off rip. I don't want to hear no Karens coming out here, no Me Too movements, no feminist movement talking about they're just there and they're bystanders and it's really Ken's fault. No, got to bury that. And then two, we got to remember that if y'all seen that picture with Emmett Till and Tamir Rice, where it's literally like side by side and they damn near look identical. Somebody got to find that for me and post it. that type of thing right there. But we got to continue, like you said, Brother Torian. This young brother, he didn't even live to be an adult. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we got to understand that we got to protect the young folks so there ain't no more Emmett Tills. So we got to make sure that continues to be on the forefront of our mind. So basically, anytime we see somebody harm one of our young folks, and then the Ben Crumps of the world come out and they basically said, just cut a check and we'll move on, we got to put that down. And then the third thing is that this is the back for everything you owe generation. The same way that we going after the money and reparations for what was done wrong, we going after race soldiers. You don't have to be a race soldier that did some type of crime while we were alive. We going back in the past and hunting your ass down. We could say whatever we want about Carolyn Bryant. Trust and believe. Her old ass was scared to death when she died. I told you, she's probably running, fell, and broke her goddamn hip, both of them. Okay, when they was moving her and trying to transport her somewhere else, she probably slipped, fell, broke hips, elbows, fell up the stairs, down the stairs, and that cut off a few years of her life. And that's because we, all of us, the Black grassroots, we're going to hunt you down no matter where you are. We're going to find out what you've been on, and you're going to have to pay that. So the consequences and the repercussions are in full effect, and that goes for Karen, Ken, Bob, Sally, Sue. That goes for now, the past, the future. Everybody's on our list, and we're just checking them off.
Yeah. I fully agree. I couldn't agree more with either one of you two said. Okay. This is not over. This is not done in the slightest. Okay. This isn't we've lost guys. Oh, well, this isn't that. This is going to be a step in. I think this is a step in the right direction. Okay. She died. But we're going to make it a living hell. First off, I want to talk to the DA that decided not to prosecute. The DA that decided not to prosecute what Ricky Barnes, I think his name was, the sheriff that decided not to do anything. We need to do everybody who decided, who was in a legal position to do something and decided not to do anything. Joe Biden, and he's just launched his ad to run again in 2024 next year. So anytime we got another interview with Joe Biden, we're like, hey, Joe Biden, what you mean with the Emmett Till lynching act? How did you drop the ball that bad, Joe Biden? Why didn't the federal government step in, Joe Biden? Since you won our vote again. I was reading a story that they were saying the black vote is what led him to the White House, and the black vote can determine if he stays in the White House. And I'm going to say right now, I didn't vote for her in the first place, but I'm going to say right now, I think that this looks real bad on his black vote. The fact that his Emmett Till lynching act didn't do a damn thing.
And not only that, look at all the other previous administrations that this was passed on. I mean, think of all the administrations that have come since this happened. You're talking about how many sitting presidents? I can't really name them all like off top. I mean, of course, you have Biden, Obama, Trump, Bush Jr., Clinton, Bush Sr., Reagan, Nixon, Carter. Who else was it? Lyndon Johnson. Like, think those are all presidents that could have did something from the time that happened and did nothing. And that was a mixture of Democrats and Republicans. What do we say about that? Two wings on the same pigeon, and the pigeon is one of the dirtiest birds in the world.
Yeah. JFK. Yeah, people talking about Kennedy.
Yeah, JFK. Yeah, JFK. Because I think that happened during his administration. I think it happened during his administration.
That goes back 1963, man, when Kennedy.
Yeah, because it happened. I know it happened in 1955. When was Kennedy? I think it might have been.
I think it was during his like, if it wasn't during his administration, it was probably getting ready to start.
Yeah, it might have been.
What is that? 7? That's what? How many decades? 7 decades?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, 1955. Yeah, just about 7. About 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happened, and they were.
Yeah, they said it was. They said it was Eisenhower. Eisenhower was the president at the time.
Damn.
Okay.
So that's basically right
Dwight
after
D.
World War II.
Eisenhower.
Right
Yep.
after World War II, family.
That's true. And they was talking about how down everybody is for black people and all that stuff. One thing that I cannot stress enough is how quiet white people are. The only white people we really hearing about is the trolls. Kid Gravity was just talking about that. We hearing more white people get mad that we celebrating. We don't hear all these white liberals, all the Black Lives Matter, we down. Where are the black and brown? Where's the black and brown? Right? Where's the black and Asian? Okay.
Where's Vivek Ramen Noodle? Since he got a word on everything black people do, he ain't said a peep about this today. He was real quiet today. I guess he had some other things better to do. He was on another troll run.
What about all the white folks that was trying to tear down all the Confederate monuments? Where they go?
Yeah,
they was climbing up monuments 4 years ago. Where the hell they at now?
Mm-hmm. And see, I think that's another reason that they gave her so much protection, because she was like that golden goose. Like, she was a huge reason as to why the civil rights movement really kicked off. And they knew they had to keep her as protected as possible. Like, they know that she is a huge stain on their existence. If anything, the reason why they're happy she's gone is because they're probably like, ooh, we don't have to have that cloud of Carolyn Bryant being alive hovered over us anymore. No, that cloud is very much still there because y'all let her be alive and free all these years. You don't just like brush that off. You don't brush off 70 plus years of what this woman got away with. And not only that, but her husband and her brother-in-law, because they both went to their graves without going and spending one day in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe her husband or her brother-in-law, I think her husband died like in the early 90s. So, I mean, he still lived a full life. They all did. She just lived longer.
That's true. She was old. They didn't make it to like an old elder age. But you make a good point when you talk about the golden goose, because let's be honest, the dominant society looks at the civil rights movement in the 60s as a loss. They didn't want to give us civil rights. They didn't want to give us equal housing. They didn't want to end segregation. Joe Biden probably still doesn't want to end segregation. They didn't want to do that, but we forced them to do that. So they looked at it like, okay, we had a loss, but we still had a win. They looked at Carolyn Bryant and being able to be free as a W. And that's why they were willing to die on that. Because that was a symbolic win for them. Out of everything, okay, well, we gave the niggers the rights, but at least we still got this woman and she's free and she's safe. That's why it was so important for them to make sure that she was hidden, to make sure she was safe, to make sure her family was hidden, nothing happened to them. Nothing. But it's okay. It's okay, because what they will want is for us to be like, damn, y'all, oh well, let's just pack it up and go home. I predict that this is going to make us, I feel like this is going to make Black society angrier and more passionate about what happened, about what's going on.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy is that I thought it was very interesting how when the news broke about her death, I started to go and look on different like social media platforms. Of course, the main two I looked at was, of course, Twitter and Instagram. I saw some people post about it on Instagram, and what warmed my heart was knowing that there was so many people who are in Gen Z who was like, F that B. Like, you know, these are people that were born in the mid to late 90s who some could say will be very far removed from what happened. But you'll be surprised with the stuff that they know. And that goes back to, you know, Black Alpha, I was in your chat earlier. And, you know, shout out to you because that was a very good stream that you and Black Star did. But we are the ones that's helping to keep this going and helping to keep like Emmett Till's memory alive. Like, he's one of the people that you cannot forget. Like when you talk about our history, he's always going to be brought up, and about what happened to him, and also keeping the real story alive about what happened, because leave it to the so-called dominant society, they will bastardize the hell out of that story like they do Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're trying to start, I don't know if y'all have noticed what they're trying to start to try to do with Malcolm X. Like they're starting to try to one side bastardize him a little bit. And I started to notice that maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. Like when they talk about how he wasn't for, any type of political leanings and everything like that, they keep leaning heavy on, he wasn't for or supported liberalism or leftists. I was like, tell it all. He wasn't for the right either. But they always leave that part out.
He called out the liberals. See, Malcolm X was a Republican that I know they were trying to twist it up like that. I remember.
Yeah, so like I'm just glad to see that the generation that's coming, after us, because we all fall into the millennial category. I'm glad that they are waking up and seeing what is really going on, and that they're coming to us in order to receive that information.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna get to this super chat, and then we get to our sister Miriam, and then after that, we'll, that'll be it for the new guest or whatnot. We'll just, cook the three of us real quick. But let me get to the super chat from our brother Ren11B Airborne. Appreciate the MB, the New Black Media. Thank you for keeping us informed and on code. Y'all, Afro, Black Alpha Network, and Torian got Cash App, merchandise, and PayPal. That's true. If you can, let's bless them for their work. I appreciate you, brother. He gave a Cash App. He gave a super chat to tell y'all to get the Cash App. That's a rider right there. That's a true rider. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. Sister Miriam, you got it.
Hi, grand evening to the room. Shout out to you, Brother Afro Elite. Very, very informative and great program. Shout out to you, my brother Black Alfred, and also to you, Brother Torian Terrain Reloaded. I mean, you brothers are definitely the next level. You are the vanguard of the Black media. I'm giving my flowers to you and the tilt of my hat to you all, because you're on the front line. You know what it takes, and you keep it going. And of course, shout out to the three juggernauts, and as well as Brother Beat Silla and Brother Kid Gravity and Brother Blacklight. Okay, to say that I am jumping with just enjoy that this person has left this plane, because it was just her due dessert. Unfortunately, she couldn't get the punishments that was due to her, because she was being protected by, the ruling class, by white supremacy. And I hope when she was alive, she got not one moment of rest. I hope that she was tortured by every act that she committed, by implementing a child, and such grotesque lies that it caused her husband and his brothers and others to disfigure him, to beat him, to cut off his male member, to tie a heavy object on him. And it's just so graphic, and it's just so heavy. And for this country to stand by as if this horrendous thing was not done to an innocent child, and to protect the people, even to this day and age, to keep protecting such evil on the planet. I'm glad that she's gone, and may she roast in the pits of the triple, triple, triple darkness and brimstone and fire of hell. Extra crispy. And I heard that also, I don't know if it's true or not. So allegedly, so-called Jerry Springer supposed to have died today too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. Um, so I'll let you brothers cook because I enjoy it when our beautiful men are doing the business of handling business. So I'll yield my time. Peace and love, family. Be one.
B1
Be
sister.
one.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You want to know what's so interesting? You know why Sister Marion was talking. I had went over and looked because I like to preview my videos before I premiere them. Tomorrow I'm gonna be uploading my commentary about Carolyn Bryant. It's gonna be one of those bittersweet triple P's, but a triple P nonetheless. And someone had left a comment in there, and apparently one of my subscribers was the cousin to Emmett Till.
Wow.
They left that in the comment section. I said that just kind of threw me off. I had to reply back to him, and that's why I say you never know who's watching your content. You never know. You never know when someone reaches out to you when it's something that you talk about and they'll thank you, or however it is, or acknowledge that you are talking about something that's really closely related to them. So I thought that was very interesting that a descendant of Emmett Till left a comment in that comment section. And the thing is, this is a person I've seen comment on my videos before, but I didn't know that they were related to him.
Wow. Hey, that's some true stuff. You don't know who's watching. You don't really know. And it's good that the fact that his family feels like you're to comment. I don't know what the comment said, but the family feels like your content. There's a whole bunch of YouTubes out there, but they connected enough with you and your content to announce the fact that they're his cousin. That's some powerful stuff too, because it's not like they're just watching. They're letting you know, I resonate with what you're about to say.
Right.
Well, that's heavy.
Hey, that goes to your point, though, Torian, what you said, brother, about this next generation coming up. They're coming up and they're seeing this is a wrongdoing. You know what I'm saying? And they're actually understanding this ain't something that you said that's going to be bastardized and they're going to use that against us. They're saying, no, this is wrong. Do you mind if I share that picture of Emmett Till and Tamir Rice, brother Afro?
Yeah. Yo, you got it?
Yeah, I got it right here, man, for the family.
All
this
right.
right here shows you that it goes around. I'm gonna flash it right here for the camera. Right there. That's right there. That's Emmett Till and that's Tamir Rice. They damn near look identical.
I know, that's crazy.
They do.
Ain't that crazy, fam?
And they were close. Wow. And they were close in age.
Close in age. Ain't that something? You know what I mean? 2 lifetimes apart. So that just shows you, what's going on. And can I raise my hand? Can we talk about the lady who killed Latasha Harlins? Because if she's still walking around,
soon did you?
Yes. Is she still here? Does she fly back to people of color land?
I think she went back to China or wherever she's from. And they made sure to get her up out of there too. Because they was getting ready. They was coming for her head.
Ooh, that's the type of energy that I'm noticing that we have. And that's why we're teaching the young people. And one of the reasons why the younger folks, they identify with the situation because they have the Tamir Rices, they have the Mike Browns, they have the Trayvon Martins. Trayvon Martin right now would be the same age that George Zimmerman was when he killed him. You know what I'm saying? So this is a young man that actually has, never made it to adulthood, but he'd be the same age of his killer. So this generation now, we're not taking any of that. We're not allowing that to go on. And we're seeing things that occur that are, unjust to us. And we're not, like you said, brother, we're not singing, we swinging. And that's a big difference.
What's also so crazy is the same year that Trayvon Martin was murdered by George Zimmerman, there was another kid that was murdered at the end of the year also in Florida by the name of Jordan Davis by Michael Dunn. He was the one that shot up that truck because their music was playing too loud and he shot up the truck. It was multiple kids in there, but Jordan Davis was the one that got killed. And I remember that case clear as day because when they went to trial and it was wrapped up the first time, they only got him on attempted murder of the kids and not on the murder of Jordan Davis. But his family and the attorneys fought like hell to get back to that courtroom before they had an opportunity to do the double jeopardy thing. I said, hurry up and get there before they do it, because if they do that double jeopardy thing, they ain't gonna be able to try it again. But luckily, they was fast and swift with it, and I think the outrage from the public, because they didn't expect that trial to be that big, because everyone was harping on Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. But I was like, let me peek and see what's going on with this trial, because this one's not being talked about as much. And the thing is, Jordan Davis was the same age as Trayvon Martin, 17, both in the same state. And when they went back to trial, to court in that February, they ended up finding Michael Dunn guilty for the murder of Jordan Davis. And he's currently sitting in jail right now because I think they gave him like 60 years. So he's going to die in there.
Yeah.
And the reason why you don't hear about his case that much is because, again, it happened the same year as Trayvon Martin and because justice was served. Unlike with George Zimmerman, or as I like to call him, George Killerman, he was found not guilty. So that's why that story continued to transcend.
Yeah. Now I want to get to a super chat. First off, we have our brother Foundational. He says a $2 super chat. Appreciate it. FBA all day. FBA all day. Absolutely, 100%. And then before we get to the next one, I want to talk about what Black Alpha was talking about with Sun Jadu or Sun Jadu, whatever her name is.
Sun Jadu.
Yeah. She might be in America. She might not be in America. But you know who is in America? That white woman that let her go. That judge.
Oh, the judge.
Because we're talking about evil white women. We're talking about the Karens, not the Karens, the Carolyns. I'm sorry. Since we're talking about the Carolyns, it was a white woman. If you guys don't know, it was the judge who said, I don't think, I look at her face. She doesn't look like a criminal to me. And she let her go. So if she's still, alive and well, I think that we should have a conversation with her. Because debts must be paid.
Yeah.
No longer are we just going to sit there and have our debts being unpaid. That's not going to happen anymore.
And I think that after that trial, I think that judge got so much heat that she got disbarred. Like, I think they took away her opportunity to continue being a judge after that trial. Because a lot of people were and rightfully so, were very upset with how that went down. Like, Latasha's family, the community, like they were very pissed because that should have been an open and shut case. Like Soon the Jew should have went to jail for a very long time if she didn't get life. But she should have done no less than, in my opinion, no less than 30 years for what she did. But she walked away doing nothing, and they made sure to get her ass on a bird up out of the States because they already knew that Black people was coming for her. Like, Black people already knew where her store was. I would not be surprised if it got tore up in them riots.
Yep. That wouldn't be either. I want to give shout out to Quincy X for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. He says, Black Alpha, he says, Brother Black Alpha, after you called out Kumar, that's your thing, called out Kumar, now he's saying how we need reparations. I posted the like in the comment section of the broadcast, of that broadcast.
Salute to you, my brother.
So, yeah, now we got everybody switching up. We got people who said we didn't need reparations. Now we do need reparations. It's a lot of stuff.
Yo, let me make a little point, man, that you guys pointed out. And I didn't even think about this until I heard you brothers talk. Emmett Till basically kicked off the civil rights era. And Latasha Harlins really is what kind of kicked off the Rodney King protests and the riots was that. And then some people can say that Trayvon Martin's murder is kind of what kicked off this era. All of those eras that are significant in American history, foundational Black American history, all were spearheaded by someone harming one of our kids. Going all the way back 70 years ago, stop in the 90s, and then rewind and fast forward all the way up here to the 2000s. That's a damn shame.
Good point.
That's true.
Very good point.
And to be honest, they were all really around the same age.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Trayvon Martin was 17. He was the oldest, but they were Latasha, she was 14. Emmett Till was 14. Most of the time when you see our Black children being harmed, they're about the same age.
And you know what that is? They're saying we're cutting off future generations because none of them had children themselves. Clearly, because they were very young. So, like they said, that's 3 generations that we just killed off.
Damn.
That's true.
And then we think about the other kids they did. Tamir Rice was 12. Ayanna Stanley Jones was 7. That one still gets me. She was sleeping in her grandmother's home on the couch, and she got shot I think in the head. All like she was just sleeping. And none of the cops that was involved, because there was a raid gone wrong, because I think they said they were looking for her dad, and they went to the wrong home. And she was scared and jumped up, and they just shot her.
Brother Torian,
right there on the couch.
The same way 10 years prior to Breonna Taylor, the same exact way.
Yep. Also, you got it's so many. Renisha McBride.
Oh,
I feel like she doesn't get talked about enough.
I agree.
Then you had
Rakia Boyd.
Rakia Boyd. You know, you can bring it up recently with Dante Wright. You know, they just released Kim Potter. What was it, a couple days ago? She couldn't even do 2 years. 16 months of a 24-month sentence, and they said we're gonna release her, and we're gonna move her to this location for her safety because they know black people will be on her head.
Damn.
And let me just give a little tidbit to all the people who are mixed or biracial. Dante Wright had a white mother. He also had a black father. Don't think for 1 second that if you come from multiple mixed lineage, that you cannot be touched. Because in that moment, Dante Wright got seen as a nigga by Kim Potter. She did not care in that moment right there. She saw just another black man. And Dante Wright couldn't even pass. Like you can tell he was missed, but he couldn't pass by a long shot.
No.
And she knew that as well. I just had to put that out there.
Good point, brother.
I'm gonna give a shout out to a sister Rhonda Smith for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you, sister. Much love, much respect. Happy New Black Media Appreciation Month. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, sister. Thank you. He says, and somebody brought up a good point too. George Stinney,
yes,
14.
He
was legally executed.
He's the youngest ever in American history to be killed, to be electrocuted, to be put in the chair. The youngest. Like, think about that for a second. All these executions that they've done over the years, whether by the electric chair, but they don't do that no more. They used to do firing squad. They don't do that no more. But now they have what I call the lethal cocktail. Think of all the people that have gotten that. He is the youngest. He was only a teenager. And what happened? Because he allegedly, but did not, violate a white girl. See what I mean? The pattern is there. The pattern is there. Yeah. That's why I'm doing these series of videos right now. Because a lot of people don't know that these massacres exist. And I got to ask you, Black Alpha, because you live down in Georgia. Did you see the most recent one that I did, episode 17?
Oh, brother, man, I wanted to go take that and go play that for my neighbors' family. Damn.
On Forsyth County.
Whew. That's literally. I got people that put it this way. I got people that way, and I don't even know if they know about it.
And when I was reading that, when they mentioned Lake Lanier, I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "Now we getting more into modern history," because I think Lake Lanier is getting into that point where a lot of people, especially a lot of people, black people who live in Georgia, are familiar with Lake Lanier. A lot of people say that they feel like that lake is haunted by the spirit of our ancestors because of what happened in Forsyth County. Like they say, there's a lot of weird things, a lot of stuff that goes on, near that lake. That's why I was glad that Donald Glover in season 3 of Atlanta, he highlighted Lake Lanier in the very first episode of season 3, and he kind of sprinkled it around throughout the season of that show. But yeah, Lake Lanier. They said they believe them bones are still down at the bottom of that lake.
The bones is talking.
That's true. Man, I'm not gonna keep you brothers too long. Let me get to another super chat. And you say, from cult like personality, another writer. Our children and future not moved. Green light to go full throttle. Hey, I think so. If not for the kids, then what? If we not here to avenge the children, then what are we doing?
Right.
Honestly, what are we
Exactly.
here for?
True.
And thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Can you, like, for instance, look at us. Look at the three of us, right? We got our own stuff going, our own, you know, careers in activism, our history and our life in activism. Our story is really just beginning in the grand scheme of things. Your story right now, to there's over 200 people in the chat room right now listening live right now. Your story is still continuing.
Mm-hmm.
Emmett Till's story ended at 14. Imagine your story being all like, yep, 14 that's it for you. That's all your life has ever, whatever happened between this up to 14, that's it. And we're living, some of us twice the age of 14. We're old enough. I want you to understand that that is not a small thing whatsoever. That's not a light thing whatsoever. Okay. Emmett Till is not going to stop being talked about. Emmett Till is not going to stop being talked about. Emmett Till's, I want to see what the family, I'm going to see if I can help. We can help support the family. We can help. Let's do the call to action stuff now. Let's see if we can help support the family. I think it was Gordon, his cousin Gordon, who's trying to file the lawsuit, the federal lawsuit, and everything like that. We should see if we can get that done. We can see if we can. There's something that can be done. Okay, the people, and I said in a Twitter space before, the people who, when we were trying to, as Black society, we were trying to be law-abiding citizens and carry out a warrant that was legally issued for her, and they were moving her around, protecting her. Technically, legally, that's aiding and abetting. So they are criminals after the fact. I don't care if they were born after all that. They're criminals because there was a legal warrant for her, and they said, okay, we're going to protect her anyway. They're criminals. They aided and abetted a wanted criminal, and they need to be punished for that.
Yeah,
We
most definitely.
find out the facility that moved her, the people who signed off on her being moved, because you have to have the doctor signing that stuff off. All of them are criminals, and they need to be held accountable.
That's like the tweet that I saw Jason Black put up on his Twitter today. He said that there is so many entities that's attached to this that are responsible, from especially in high government. Like I said, this goes back decades. Like they easily could have gotten and went after her if they wanted to, but they gave her the ultimate protection, which is why I always said she was the OG Karen, because what she did literally sparked and started a whole movement. I wonder what the atmosphere was like during that time when that first happened. Like, what were they saying on the news, on the radio, in the newspapers? And I think, I can only imagine, but I couldn't even go to the type of grief that his mother went through during that time. Could you imagine being just in her body for one day after finding out, let alone seeing her son's body on that table? Like, I can imagine the stuff that she had to go through. That's why I said Mammy Till was probably one of the strongest Black women that ever walked this earth, because she fought to her dying day to get justice for her son. And unfortunately, she passed back, I think, in 2001 and never received it. And, she went through, like, you're talking about the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, the first 2 years of the 2000s. And the fact that she even lived that long to fight that long, I'm amazed her body didn't give out before then. But you can tell now that's a woman, in my opinion, who had a warrior spirit. Oh, wait a minute. Someone says she passed in 2003. My bad. She passed in 2003. Now that was a woman right there who had a warrior spirit about herself, because anybody in her shoes probably would have gave up, even if that is their child. But she didn't. So that's a very, even though the final piece of the puzzle is done with as far as Carolyn Bryant goes, the story is still continuing because people still aren't over what she did. That's why people were saying we need to find her grave, because they said we're gonna get justice one way or another, because if they wasn't gonna go after, we're gonna have some kind of restitution with this. We're gonna have some kind of resolution.
That's true. I'm gonna let you brothers get y'all last words in.
You can go ahead, Black. I'll let you go first.
All right, yeah. Appreciate you for bringing us on, brother, for breaking this down, Afro. As always, my brother Torian, everybody who spoke. I guess the main thing that we want to take from this type of situation is basically that this era, that shit ain't gonna go on again. It'll never go on again, not with us, not today. The same way that we go back in time and, we try to go get our reparations money, same way we're going to go back in time and we're going to serve justice for those of us who were lost in the past. I like the way we handle this energy. I'm just being honest with you. Look at us brothers right here and the brothers and sisters in the chat. Look at our energy opposed to the energy about this subject 10 years ago or 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Obama was president and a bunch of anniversaries just went around and he never said nothing. He didn't say a damn thing. And if he did, he gave some bullshit speech about we need to all get along. We're all friends and racism went away. But we're not talking that talk. We're talking like going back in time, getting them done. I like what you said, Brother Afro. If these race soldiers come and go, then we can get all the accomplices. What we can do is get a goddamn, some RICO charges on these. I'm talking about some Black Society RICO charges on these folks that ain't on paper, that ain't written down, that ain't formal. We can go after every single person who had anything to do with it, as you just said, brother. We can go down the list and look at anybody who has been unjustly harmed and just check off the list until we get our justice. So I love the energy that the brothers and sisters have about this subject. And remember, we're setting the precedents of tomorrow. So now the generation coming up underneath us, they can understand that it's okay to go back in time and go get justice for something that happened to us. See, they try to always take our past and just push it back. They used to make the civil rights era sound like it was, the colonial era. They wanted to make it seem like it was so long ago, and a lot of us, we have parents that were born in the civil rights era, aunts, uncles. Some people were born right after the civil rights era. So no longer are they going to super past tense our past, and we're going to realize that these people are still here. The system of supremacy is still here, and all the accomplices of the system of supremacy are still here. And if you're still here, that means you can get justice, and we can bring on the justice for ourselves. So with that said, power to all of our people.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. If you guys subscribe to our brother Black Alpha and go just Google YouTube Black Alpha Network, and his channel is the first thing that you're gonna see. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe, because he did a great broadcast with our brother Black Light. Not Black Light, I'm sorry. He did a
Black Star.
Black Star. Shout out to Black Light. I saw you in here. But Black Star, and I saw you in here too. So y'all go check out our brother. Torian, you got it.
Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to come up and pretty much air out what I had to say for now when it pertains to Carolyn Bryant. And speaking of, and I had to go and look this up, but do you know this heifer had a book that was published last year called I Am More Than a Wolf Whistle? That's literally the name of the book. I Am More Than a Wolf Whistle. And it was published last year. I don't know if they actually released it. I think it was just the manuscript. And I think one of her wishes when she died was for them to release the book. So if they do release that book, first off, I won't buy it, clearly. But I know people are going to buy it because they're going to be curious about what she put in there. Is this supposed to be a confession, or are this going to be a bunch of some more lies? So the curiosity is probably going to be there for people, whoever decides that they're going to want to purchase it. So unfortunately, if that book does get released this year, that means unfortunately the bitch is still around. Yeah, in some form of capacity. But on another note, we are less than a month away to the expo.
Yes, sir.
I can't believe that time is almost here. On the 26th, I can't wait to see you. I'm gonna say y'all again, because I saw y'all back in November. But I can't wait to see y'all and anyone else who I wasn't able to see in November, as well as those who I did see. So, you know, it's going to be like one big family reunion. I can't wait. Hopefully those in the chat, if y'all are there, I can't wait to see y'all and meet y'all as well. Because when we had the rally for reparations back in November, that was just such a magnetic moment right there. And it's crazy because we was only there for a few hours for just one day. So imagine what we gonna do in one weekend.
Hey, thanks for that White House directions, Torian.
Listen, when I saw the pictures that you and Queen Alpha, I just started laughing because all I could do was just laugh at that because I already know. I could imagine. Hold on, when y'all got to the White House, what did you say? What was the word that you said when you got there?
Goddamn. We done got to the White House. I wanted to knock and go get that reparations check, but I was like, let me chill out. Y'all don't even know, man. Brother Torian was like, go that way, go up there, take a turn, you won't miss it. And I was like, goddamn, let's get it. Great times, brother.
Cool. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Thank you. And shout out to Mo's 2070 for the $4.99 super chat. I greatly appreciate you. You will be seeing us again. If y'all like this energy, y'all gonna love it come next month. I'm trying to tell you, y'all need to make sure y'all down there for the expo. Y'all need to make sure y'all down there.
I said less than a month away. It is a month away because it's on the 27th. You know what I'm thinking of? Less than a month away till I travel down there to go to the expo, which is on the 26th. But yeah, it is a month away today. Now I think about it.
Yes, sir. And so I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna close out real quick. With that being said, brothers and sisters, y'all make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, subscribe to their channels, right? You guys can hit my social media, follow me on social media, which is at Afro Elite on Instagram and at the Afro Elite on Twitter. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, share this. You know, if you got, let me know what you guys think on the playback in the comments section below. With that being said, my brothers, my great brothers, and my great sisters, be one salute to every single last one of you all. And of course, like always, you all have a good one.